Alright, this is a way to make a simple throttle lock. One that don't stick out, hang all over the place like some of them do. Now this is just a small piece of plastic cut into a wedge. Kind of thick at the top, real thin at the bottom, just tapered down. It's sanded on one side so that it tapers downward. On the other side, it just stays flat. On this side, it just stays flat. Okay? After you do that, right here on the throttle housing, right there, you just take that piece and glue it inside. Now, make sure that you do not glue over the joints of your throttle housing, because if you do, then you're going to have trouble getting it off. So you put it up toward the top and hold it in there with your pocket knife or another small piece of plastic or something, and just glue it on like that, so that the tapered end is back this way, back toward you as the rider. After you do that, it'll look like this piece right here. See, it's tapered toward the front, toward me, and it's flat toward the back, toward the front of the bike. Now, when it's like this, the thing is, you cut another ring like this. That opening is about 7/8 of an inch. That's what your handlebars are. But you want it where when you slide it on, it stays on. So the throttle tubing is actually about 1 inch. So when you slide it on, it stays put. Okay? Then this being glued in on the throttle housing, this part right here, well, let's see which way have I got it. I've got it backwards. Okay. This will then slide up on that, creating a thicker piece of plastic, which wedges against the grip, holding it in place. With these right here, this gives you something to push upward on, and I use this one to push down on. I have made some where they just have one piece sticking out right here and you can push it up or down with your thumb. Okay, and it slides on. Like so. Okay, so now the throttle turns, but when I push this up, it will stay put. Just a second here, let me get my hand down. So you open the throttle, push this up, and it stays put. While you're driving, you just push down on that and it lets it go. It creates tension on both sides. Now I have seen some on the internet, on YouTube, where the throttle grip will be so coarse inside they had to put another smooth piece of plastic on the inside so that it will slip and slide. And I have, on my BV 400, I've got a thicker piece of plastic here because the space is greater. But either way, it still works. You just may have to get a slightly thicker piece of plastic to wedge up in there. But then, the reason for on the top side where it's not tapered, when you slide this back down, it hits on that flat part. So it doesn't lock the throttle grip. And then It just stays put until you push up again. When you push down, it will only go down to until, let me see if I can show you this. Okay, put these right here on this. Well, let me get somewhere where it's lighter. Okay, so this is the part that's glued onto the housing, switch housing of the throttle grill. This piece right here will then slide up and over that because it's tapered. But then when it comes back around, and this is downward, it won't go up on it because it's flat on this side. It goes down and hits on it and then won't go any further, so it's not locked. But then when you push up on this part right here, it slides up on this and wedges between the housing, switch housing, and the grip, creating tension and locking your throttle. But everything is still smooth and able to operate like a regular grip. I'll show you what I mean. So when I engage, I do that. But if I don't push down, I can still just twist it. Just like on a normal throttle grip. Until I disengage it. And then it pops back up. I hope that gives y'all some ideas of a simple way to create one without buying up all the fancy ones.